I'm at a loss for where to even begin with this chaos. I'd been with Ryan for just over 2 years, and things felt perfect. We hardly argued, shared dreams for the future, and he was always so caring. We were even planning to move in together this fall. After a string of failed relationships, I thought I'd finally found my forever person. That dream shattered last Friday. My phone was dead, so I grabbed Ryan's laptop to find a recipe. His banking app was open, and a recurring transaction caught my eye. $800 monthly payments labeled rent to someone named Taylor. I'd never heard of Taylor. When Ryan came out of the shower, I asked who Taylor was. His expression said it all. He got quiet, then asked why I was curious. I mentioned the payment I saw. He sat down and confessed that Taylor is his ex from before we met. He's been covering her entire rent for years, including the whole time we've been together. He insisted there was no romance between them anymore, just a close friendship, and she needed the financial help. I asked how often they communicated. His response, nearly every day. Daily contact with an ex he never mentioned to me. When I pressed if he ever planned to tell me about this setup, he said he didn't think it mattered since it was only financial support for a friend. Only financial support? That's over $43,000 during our relationship. Worse, he'd sometimes say he was short on cash when we talked about future plans or trips. We often split date expenses because he said it was fairer that way. Yet he was sending his ex nearly $2,000 a month. I felt like a fool. I told him to leave my place immediately. He tried to explain, saying I was blowing it out of proportion, and there was context I didn't get. I didn't care about his context. Hiding a relationship with an ex for 2 years while bankrolling her was enough. After he left, my phone lit up with his texts, dozens claiming I misunderstood, that he should have told me sooner that it wasn't what I thought. I blocked him that night. The next day, he showed up at my job with flowers. I refused to engage and threatened to call security. My coworkers stared, but I didn't care. He left after my boss intervened. That evening, he sent a long text I deleted unread. Then he started messaging my friends, asking them to convince me to talk. They told him to stop. For a week, I reflected, searching for red flags I missed. There were moments he was oddly secretive with his phone or stepped out for calls, but I dismissed them because I trusted him. What a mistake. My friends agreed I did the right thing by ending it. My friend Jenna even said she always thought Ryan seemed too good to be true and suspected something was off. Thanks for the hindsight, Jenna. My sister, Claire, was the only one who didn't fully back me. When I told her, she paused and asked if I was sure I had all the facts. She suggested there might be a valid reason for the arrangement that I hadn't let Ryan explain. I countered that hiding such a major financial and emotional commitment for 2 years was unforgivable. Still, her words lingered. 3 weeks later, I wondered if there was more to know. Not to reconcile, but to understand how I was so deceived. I unblocked Ryan's number and new messages poured in. The latest asked to meet in person so he could clarify with documents. Documents? What needs paperwork? Against my instincts, I agreed to meet tomorrow at a cafe near my place, making it clear this was for closure, not a second chance. Now I'm wondering if I'm foolish for giving him this chance. Should I just let it go? Has anyone faced a situation like this where there was a reasonable explanation? Should I ask for Taylor's contact to hear her side? I'm not even sure if she knows I exist. I'll update after tomorrow's meeting. Thanks for any advice. First, update ***. Thanks for all the comments on my post. I read everyone and appreciated the support and perspectives. Many of you predicted this would be wild, and you were right. I met Ryan yesterday with Claire at a nearby table for support, as many suggested. I was a mess all morning, unable to eat or focus. At the cafe, Ryan was waiting. I gave him 30 minutes to explain, no interruptions, just the full story. He thanked me for coming and pulled out a folder. A folder? Who brings that to a cafe? He said it contained proof to clarify everything. He first showed me medical records for Taylor, who has multiple sclerosis, diagnosed 5 years ago. Her condition has worsened, limiting her ability to work full-time. Ryan said he started paying her rent when her symptoms impacted her job. I asked why he never told me. Helping a sick friend seems like something you'd share with your serious partner. He admitted past girlfriends left him over this financial commitment, so he feared losing me and kept delaying the truth. I called that nonsense. If multiple women left over this, he should have learned to be upfront. His repeated secrecy showed he knew it was wrong. Ryan agreed he'd mishandled it, saying he loved me and feared ruining us. The longer we dated, the harder it was to confess. I asked how often he saw Taylor in person. This is where it got crazier. He visits her monthly. All those business trips and friend meetups were lies to see her. I nearly left right then, but he begged me to stay, saying there was more. He showed an insurance form listing dependents, Taylor and someone named Liam. When I asked who Liam was, he said, my son. A child he never mentioned in 2 years. I was speechless. Ryan explained Liam is 6. He and Taylor split before she learned she was pregnant. They tried to reconcile after Liam's birth but weren't compatible. When Taylor's MS was diagnosed a year later, Ryan vowed to support them financially. I asked how involved he was with Liam. He admitted only seeing him monthly, avoiding calls to prevent me overhearing. This infuriated me. He neglected his son to hide him from me. I asked if Taylor knew about me. He claimed she did, that he'd told her about us early on. I'm not sure I believe him, given his lies. Claire noticed things escalating and moved closer. I was grateful for her. I told Ryan I needed to process and left. Claire followed, and at her place I broke down. Learning about Taylor was bad, but a hidden child, that's next-level betrayal. Claire was stunned too. She'd urged me to hear him out but hadn't expected this. She asked what I'd do and I didn't know. I spent last night analyzing everything. Supporting a sick ex and their child makes the money understandable, but the lies are not. What kind of person hides being a parent? What kind of father sees his kid once a month and pretends he doesn't exist otherwise? The more I thought, the more Ryan's neglect of his son bothered me. This morning, Ryan texted asking to talk again, saying there was more to explain. I ignored him and searched for Taylor on social media. Her Instagram is public, full of photos with a boy who looks like Ryan. Seeing them made it real. Then I noticed something odd. Posts with a man named Oliver, captioned as her love and bonus dad to Liam. They've been together 3 years, engaged for 8 months. If Taylor has a serious fiancé, why is Ryan still paying her rent? I called Claire and we reviewed the posts. She suggested Oliver might not earn enough to cover Taylor's medical costs, but something felt off. If Ryan only sees Liam monthly and Taylor has a fiancé involved with Liam, why is Ryan still funding everything? Is he still romantically tied to Taylor despite her engagement? Or is she manipulating him? I'm tempted to contact Taylor, but what if she doesn't know about me? Claire suggested one more meeting with Ryan to confront him with this. I agreed to meet him tomorrow, bringing Taylor's posts to demand answers about his relationship with her, the fiancé, and why he hid his son. I'll update after. Thanks for the support. Edit asterisk so many comments, thank you. To clarify, yes, I verified Taylor's MS diagnosis from Ryan's documents. They looked real. Some suggested Ryan might have more hidden kids or families. I doubt it. He seems genuinely upset about our breakup, but I clearly misjudged him. Many asked why I don't walk away. I should, but after planning a future with him, I need answers to move on. Some suggested Taylor might be blackmailing Ryan or Liam might not be his. I'll ask about the fiancé first. Claire will be with me tomorrow at the same cafe. A few noted I'm focusing too much on the money, not Ryan's neglect of Liam. You're right, hiding his son and barely being a father to keep our relationship is sickening. Second update, this just keeps getting messier. I met Ryan yesterday with Claire nearby. I brought printouts of Taylor's Instagram showing her with Oliver, ready to ask why he's still paying rent when she's engaged. Ryan had his folder out again, starting with more explanations about his arrangement with Taylor. I stopped him, laid out the printouts, and asked why he never mentioned Taylor's 3-year relationship and engagement. If Oliver is Liam's bonus dad, why is Ryan still covering their rent? Ryan's face when he saw the photos was strange, not shocked but defeated. He said Oliver isn't financially stable, a musician barely supporting himself. Ryan claimed he pays rent to ensure Liam's stable home, given Taylor's health. I asked why not pay child support like normal co-parents instead of their whole rent. He said child support wouldn't cover Taylor's medical needs and reduced work. He claimed Oliver knew about this when he started dating Taylor. It made some sense but didn't excuse hiding it from me. I said so, and Ryan agreed he'd messed up, especially hiding Liam. Then he dropped another shock. Taylor limits his access to Liam. When she got sick, she feared Ryan taking Liam if her health declined, so she demanded limited visits in exchange for his financial help. Ryan agreed to keep them stable. When Oliver came along, Taylor tightened restrictions further. Ryan showed texts from the past year where he asked for more time with Liam, and Taylor refused or made excuses. I asked why he didn't pursue legal custody. He feared Taylor would cut him off or move away, or a custody fight would worsen her miss. He showed me a notebook of drawings, notes, and stories about Liam since birth, with photos of them together. It was heartbreaking. Ryan clearly loves Liam but accepted minimal contact to avoid conflict. I was overwhelmed and stepped outside. Claire joined me and we sat on a bench. She suggested Taylor might be manipulating Ryan, holding Liam hostage for money. It didn't excuse his lies but shifted the perspective. I went back and told Ryan I needed to talk to Taylor directly. Surprisingly, he seemed relieved, offering to arrange it. I refused and asked for her number. He hesitated, then gave it, saying he'd text her I might reach out. I left more confused than ever. Hiding a child for 2 years is unforgivable, but was Ryan trapped in a bad situation? I debated contacting Taylor. How do you even start that conversation? But I needed her side. I texted her that evening, introducing myself and asking to talk. She replied quickly, expecting me, and we set a meeting for today at a cafe near her place. I went alone, too nervous for Claire to join. I recognized Taylor instantly, thin, pale, but striking. She was alone, thankfully. I wasn't ready to meet Liam or Oliver. Our talk was heavy. She confirmed much of Ryan's story. Her MS, his rent payments, Oliver's 3-year relationship and engagement. But she said Ryan chose limited contact with Liam, not her. her. She showed texts inviting Ryan to Liam's events or extra visits, which he declined, citing work or other plans, during times he was with me. These clashed with Ryan's texts claiming he begged for more time. Someone's lying. Taylor also said Ryan told her our relationship wasn't serious and asked her not to mention me if we met, contradicting his claim she knew we were serious. On the money, she said Ryan offered rent payments when she was diagnosed, but she's tried to reduce them since Oliver. Yet Ryan insisted on continuing, saying he'd be hurt if she refused. She admitted the money's crucial for her medical bills, but felt uneasy as her relationship with Oliver grew. She confirmed Oliver contributes what he can but struggles financially. Her embarrassment seemed real. I left drained. Either Ryan's manipulating us both, Taylor's manipulating him, and now me, or they're both lying. I got a text from Ryan asking about my talk with Taylor. I didn't reply. At home, I found a package from him. A USB drive with a note about more evidence. It had years of texts, financial records, and recorded calls, possibly illegal. They showed both Ryan and Taylor pushing for more or less support at different times, and conflicting stories about Liam's access. I can't tell who's truthful. Poor Liam is stuck in their games. I told Claire and she's coming tomorrow to help sort it out. She thinks I should confront Ryan with the contradictions. I'll meet him one last time tomorrow evening. After that, I'm done with this mess. I'll update after. Thanks for sticking with me. Edit answering common questions. Yes, I verified Taylor's MS. Her documents and symptoms seem legit. Some suggested Ryan and Taylor are still romantic. I doubt it after seeing Taylor's genuine affection for Oliver. Others said Ryan might be Liam's sugar daddy, not father. Unlikely. Liam looks like Ryan and both confirm paternity. Many say walk away. You're right, but I need closure after 2 years. I'm meeting Ryan tonight with all evidence, demanding truth. Update tomorrow. Final update, here's the last update, Reddit. Thanks for all the support through this insanity. I met Ryan last night for our final talk. Claire came but waited in her car. I brought all the evidence, Taylor's texts, Ryan's texts, the USB drive, and the message where he asked Taylor to lie. I laid it all out and demanded the truth. No more excuses. Ryan was silent for a bit, then confessed he hadn't been honest with me or Taylor. The real story? He and Taylor never fully cut ties after their breakup. The money wasn't just for Liam and Taylor's health. It was Ryan's way to stay in their lives, keeping Taylor dependent so she couldn't fully move on, even with Oliver. Taylor, meanwhile, used Liam's access to keep Ryan paying, sometimes allowing visits, sometimes not, to maintain control. They've been manipulating each other for years, each leveraging what the other values. The conflicting texts. Ryan admitted he sometimes declined Liam's visits to later claim Taylor blocked him, making her the villain. Taylor would offer visits she knew Ryan couldn't make due to plans with me, so she could seem cooperative while keeping him distant. When I asked why he hid this from me, he said past girlfriends left when they learned of his setup with Taylor and urged him to seek custody and stop the payments. He didn't want that advice again because this toxic dynamic gave him a sense of purpose he couldn't let go. The worst was about Liam. Ryan loves him but has been using him in this power struggle with Taylor. His limited involvement predates me. He prefers the idea of fatherhood over the reality. I told him I was done with their drama. I suggested therapy for his issues with Taylor and his parenting approach, and to get legal custody for Liam's sake. He cried, begging for another chance, promising to fix it. Too late. The trust is gone, and I want no part of their chaos. I deserve better than being tangled in someone else's toxic family drama. I texted Taylor I wouldn't contact her again, wishing her well with her health and engagement, and hoping they'd co-parent Liam better. She replied with a simple thanks and apology. To those saying give Ryan a chance because he supported his family, it wasn't that noble. It was a manipulative mess that would have poisoned any future we had. To those asking if I'll check on Liam, no, it's not my place. I feel for him, but staying involved would just add more chaos to his life.